me tell you, and I want to give personal example, which I seldom give, but I want to give. Whenever I've served in public office, one of the things that I tell people, you write me a letter, within 1 day, maximum, I'll have responded to your letter. Whether I'm taking action or not is a different debate, but I will try to do that. And let me tell you, when you lead from the front, people actually follow the leader. I remember every office that I've had the honor and privilege of serving, the reporting time is normally 8 to 5. I report to office at 6. People are in office by 7. You don't need to impose anything. People just know, I'm in office by 6. And I leave office if it is necessary at one time, even at midnight. You don't need to tell people. They just see what you are doing and they'll do the right thing. That is the natural inclination of most people, to do the right thing. There may be a few people who are errants and therefore will be the aberration rather than the rule. But people are like that. Leadership by example. In fact, service by example. And I know in Kenya recently, I've been in the business. I've been writing letters since 1982 as a part of my civic responsibility. In this administration, I've written letters to governors, to the president, to everybody. Only one cabinet minister, the minister for the time being, or the cabinet secretary for the time being in charge of education, Mr. Ezekiel Mashagu, has returned my call and even caused his secretary to ring me for a meeting in his office. Exception to the rule. He may have his own other problems, but that is what leadership is all about. Showing concern, showing that you actually are on top of the affairs of whatever system that you are enjoined to do. I write to presidents outside of this country on different things, and they respond. Hakainde Hichilema responds. Chakwera responds. Samia Suluhu Hassan responds. Paul Kagame responds. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni responds. But in my own country, they don't respond. So these things can be done. And it is leadership by example. Because people want very basic things. People simply want food on the table with dignity. School for their children. When they are sick, they want health services. When they want to travel, they want good travel. When their children have graduated from school, they want opportunities. They want reasonably good housing. They don't want cars. They don't want television. They want just reasonably good clothing, reasonably good shoes. And peace and security. This is all they want. And if you give them that, or create a system that gives them that, even if you paid yourself $1 million, Bob, they will not mind. They want decent salaries, work environment where they are treated with dignity and honor like human beings. They are not insulted. They want to be judged not by their ethnic extraction or by the color of their skin. They want to be judged by the content of their character and what they can do. As Deng Xiaoping used to say, if you want the rat or the mouse to be caught, you don't care whether the cat is black and white. You just want a cat that catches the damn thing. And that is what the people want. Easier said than done. Others have done it. I've seen when there is a leadership in any country, that country thrives. During our own lifetime, we have seen Dubai rise from a desert like the phoenix and become the Mecca of almost every other person in the world. Leadership can be done. And it must be done. And who are to do it? You and me. Will it happen during our lifetime? If it does, well and good. Must it happen during our lifetime? No, it mustn't. It mustn't. It is an intergenerational relay race. You run your leg and the other person runs his or her leg. And lo and behold, it will be well with us. In this country, to me in Kenya, at one time there was a good friend of mine called Joseph Kaguthi, and he was given the task of dealing with drugs. And he tried. There was another friend of mine called John Mutudho, who was given the task to do so. He tried. But when you try in this country, unfortunately, when you are working too hard and working well, they remove you. This is the tragedy of this country. So we should do it. At one time, we even tried to regulate betting. Let's regulate it. Right now, I go to rural Kenya. Young people in rural Kenya, deep in rural Kenya, they know the players of the smallest English and Spanish teams. They think that one day they will win the lottery. And those who organize these betting things are very clever. They make you win 1,000, 20,000. So your appetite is always kept. Young people are betting their school fees, betting everything that they have. Regulation. Once you do that, it can be done. All these things can be done. But where does it fall? Leadership. When my friend and former teacher, Professor Kivutha Kibwana, was the governor of Makueni, he did things within a short time, within 10 years, and there are testimonies, there are monuments in this environment. It can be done. And I'm not just talking about Kenya. In Africa, things are happening in a number of countries. I was just a few days ago, on the 29th of May, the year 2023, I attended the inauguration of the newly elected governor of Akwa Ibom State in Nigeria, Umo Eno. And I was amazed. I've traveled across Africa. I've not seen streets like in Uyo, in Akwa Ibom. The best streets I've seen. And I told the governor-elect at that time, the governor then, why do Africans go to benchmark in Singapore about how to do road? They should come to Akwa Ibom State. It is being done. It has been done. Go to Botswana, Gaborone. See what is being done there. Go to Tanzania, go to Dar es Salaam, go to Kigali. It can be done. Even in this country, there are things that we have done well. Whenever we decided to be serious, we did certain things well. We did Thika Road, did we not? We are the largest generator of electricity through geothermal. We did well. In this country, we are the best in hospitality. You travel across Africa, human resource in Kenya, the best. It can be done. The only problem is the quality of politicians that we have. The day we change, either we change them physically or we cause them to change their mind, that is the day we'll know a quantum leap in education, economically, in agriculture, and all. You know, when I look at the shortages we experience about food in the continent of Africa, or power, we have the resources to do it. But we have chosen not to do it. Chinua Achebe, that great writer from Nigeria who wrote as his magnum opus, his greatest book was Things Fall Apart, but people have not read his Anthills of the Savannah, in which Chinua says he does not know from what inexhaustible wells of patience the poor man in Africa draws. He is constantly abused by politicians and he or she does not react. He goes to a public rally and he is sitting under the hot sun. He or she is sitting under the hot sun. But the so-called leaders are sitting in air-conditioned places watching from afar, and then they harass them on the roads with their never-ending motorcades. And after they have finished, then they have a choice of the best food in the world, and we do not get angry. Africans must get angry. And once they are angry, that anger must be canalized and must be converted into something positive. It must be expressed at the ballot box so that we use it to consign these thieves where they belong. It's not going to be easy because they are going to resist. But we must try. You can't say the door is locked unless you've pushed it. to determine whether it's locked or not. Let's push the door. It must be repeated times without number. That human society is dynamic. And the dynamism demands that we as human beings, as citizens of our different countries, citizens of the continent of Africa, and citizens of the world, must always do that which is in our best interest to ensure that the quality of our lives are retained at a certain acceptable level and improved if they have not been improved. It depends on us. They say in Kiswahili, ukitaka vya uvunguni sharti uiname. If you want anything under the bed, you must bend. I am asking all of us, there is something that we need which is hidden metaphorically under our beds. Let us bend. And if we all bend and remove that thing and use it to good effect, we will know goodness during this temporal life on earth. Mwalimu Nyerere used to say it better than I. Says it can be done. Play your part and play it positively. Thank you.